Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to our global family. Thank you once again for joining me. This is Nziki Ngxoxo, the host of Power to Lead show. Thank you for your valuable time. We're just going to be here for Empower Half Hour. So our Empower Half Hour is going to be with one and only Dr. Michael Noble Emeghara from Owerri, Imo in Nigeria as we celebrate Africa Day on the 25th of May. So we're just going to share why we celebrate this day and introduce him to you. Before I do that, let me just say a prayer that was said by Dr. Michael Noble Emeghara, the Mind Guru. I enter inside the deepest part of my subconscious mind where Africa truly exists, in all beings, in all universes and multiverse. I see Africa filled with the love of God. I see Africa awaken from their root chakra to their crown chakras. I see Africa filled with unity, a land where there's no more bribery and corruption, a land filled with justice and love for one another. I see an Africa that is born in joy and happiness. I see an Africa that is born of great inventors, visionaries, pioneers of different types of businesses. I see Africa filled with creative writers, public speakers, business experts whose sole aim is to expand and help awaken the greatness in the youths. I see a new Africa filled with groundbreaking technologies and total mentally transformed individuals. May peace reign like rain in all the hearts of the souls in Africa. Thank you, oh great God, for answering our prayers. We pray in the mighty name of Yeshua. I introduce to you the author, speaker, humanitarian royal ambassador, and 3 times bestseller, the UN volunteer. And he is the most inspiring, outstanding mind guru of the year at A to B Career BPO Services. He's the most outstanding international ambassador of peace at the same institute, most exceptional and remarkable motivational speaker of the year, most outstanding and inspiring international leader of the year, most compassionate and remarkable world's guru of the year, the most influential celebrity author of all time, all at A to B Career BPO Services. He's a keynote speaker at World Spiritual Celebration, a participant in the most inspiring Men on Earth Award at International Internship University. Wow, thank you so much. And he has an honorary doctorate degree at National Human Rights and Social Justice Commission. He's a leadership award at Agaram Foundation of International. Wow. He's also a member, World Peace Ambassador to Canada at World Peace Canada. Thank you so much. We wanted just to show who is the face I'm speaking about. That is Dr. Michael Noble Emeghara from Owerri, Imo in Nigeria. And as we celebrate Africa, we just want to speak about the background, actually, today. It's not much. The reason is, why are we celebrating this great day? For us to experience a new Africa, there must be a change of mentality among Africans. The destiny of Africa is in the hands of Africans. I'm sure if you are there online as you are watching me, you agree with me. Please share with me, where are you watching me from? I would love the comments. Please share, where are you watching me from? I see people watching, and we're just going to share about 10 things that are great about Africa. So please share with us where you are watching me from. It's not going to be a long show, just an empower half hour. We celebrated Africa. We all know. Why do we celebrate Africa? Why do you celebrate Africa? Can you share, or on the link there, on the comments, where are you watching me from? I'd love to really express my gratitude. Share where you're watching from, and also share, why do you celebrate Africa? Why do you celebrate Africa? Why do you celebrate Africa? Friends, join in. Join us, friends, for Empower Half Hour with Michael Noble Emeghara. He is the doctor and the mind guru. Wow. The beauty of, Africa is that everybody loves Africa. We love Africa. It lives in us, and we are loved in Africa. You know, one thing about Africa for me is the spirit of Ubuntu. Please join in, join in. Tell us where you're watching me from, and share the broadcast. Amongst that, also make sure that you love my page on YouTube. Please subscribe to Unsiki Ngako on YouTube. I would love your support. Thank you so much. Why do you celebrate this day? Why do we celebrate this day as Africa? All right. He wrote something on his Facebook page that attracted me to have him on the show today, and just to share, things, the greatness about Africa. Sometimes there are things, that we take for granted about our continent and who we are. First of all, happy Africa Day for me every day. All right. As we celebrate the annual commemoration of the foundation of the Organization of African Unity on 25th May 1963, wow, a boom bang. That's the year I was born, and I'm proud I turned 60 on the 2nd of May. On this very great month of Africa Day, I turned 60. I got to be elevated to the 6th floor, and I am the platinum queen now, from the golden queen. Thank you, Almighty God. Anyway, we are here. It is celebrated in various countries on the African continent. I think all countries now celebrate this in the African continent, as well as around the world. The main goal of May 25th is to draw attention to the harm that colonialization or colonialism had done to the continent of Africa and to African unity as a whole. It represents an effort to restore the sense of continental identity and cohesion. African is the African continent is the great mother of civilization, and all history books have that as an evidence. Let's go research, let's read, let's go to the libraries, even online library. Let's read the greatness about Africa. And why do we celebrate this day? So this is his message to Africans. This message is from Honorable Dr. H.E. Michael Noble Emeghara. For us to experience a better Africa, this is what he wrote. There must be a change of mentality among Africans. They The destiny of Africa is in the hands of Africans. Arise, Africa, arise and shine your light. You have all it takes to make a great difference in our planet. Believe in your higher self and never ever look down on yourself. Others matter and we matter. So happy Africa Day. Let's honor all the freedom warriors on this day and be grateful for the independence they helped us achieve. To the Africa we want and the Africa we desire. Now, he cited 10 things that are great about Africa. 10 things you don't know about Africa. Or maybe you know. If you know, you know. And you can share with me which ones do you know that I'm going to cite. I'm going to cite 10 things that is said, 10 things you didn't know about Africa. One, Africa was one time called Alkebulan, mother of mankind. Two, Africa ruled the world for 15,000 years. Three, richest man in history is an African king, Mansa Musa. Four, Africa civilized mankind. Five, mining started in Africa 43,000 years ago. In 1964, a hematite mine was found in Swaziland at Bomvu Ridge in the Ngwenya mountain range. 6. Africans were the first to organize fishing expeditions 90,000 years ago at Katanga in Congo. 7. Africans carved the world's first colossal sculpture 7,000 years ago. 8. The ancient Kemetians had afro combs. 9. African kings ruled India. 10. Africa is a home to world's oldest university. Wow, this is so amazing. You know, when we go down and check things and research, it is good to know that there is so much that we can still know about Africa, things we didn't know. So let's research, let's know the greatness about our country. And for me, I love the spirit of Ubuntu. We are one in Africa. We love each other. We share our love. We share our greatness. We share our goodness. We share bread together. We share water. We share laughter. We share tears. We share shelter. You know, you will see Africans in one room, 10 people can sleep in one room. We don't laugh at other people's pain. We share what we have. People can share from one bottle and drink, just sip water so that we can all survive. That's a goodness about us in Africa. What is it that you love about Africa? You can share, you can just show it in the comments. I see people online are watching. Thank you for watching me. Thank you for the love and the likes. I hope this broadcast is good for you. I am the Heinzens, and we are just focusing on the greatness of Africa and why we celebrate Africa Day. It was on the 25th of May, we all know. So we want to know more about who we are and want to know mostly better about ourselves. And above all, we want to skill ourselves up. We want to lift each other up. We want to advance as Africa. We want the Africa that is great. Africa is great. There is greatness in this, and it's rich. You know, let alone just the beauty of one thing that I love about Africa is music. Singing a cappella without instruments, just pure voices, enjoying life, sharing music. You know, there's one thing, even if you cannot speak the same language as Africans, but once we start singing, we can communicate. Once someone starts a song, even if you don't know that song, you listen one, two, you get into the beat, and you can be what they call, a BV, backing vocalist. So you can back up any vocalist who has started a song. You know, the beautiful songs of Africa, of freedom songs, freedom ring, everything in Africa is about a song. And we can just, compose a song. You see a situation, you go through an experience in Africa, and that's a song for Africans. Beautiful, beautiful creativity and beautiful nature of, the power of love that never ends. I just want to talk about that power of love that never ends in Africa as we celebrate the Africa Day. What is it that you love about Africa? What is it that you know that never ends? Food. Food in Africa, the African food. When it's cooked outside, cooked from the pots outside. The bread baked in the back pot outside, not on the oven, not on the stove, but just on top of, wood. Beautiful, lovely. So for me, I love food, I love love, I love music, I love the African gear, the African wear. I love it. I love what we wear as Africans. That I call it my first love. I call it my first love. I love it when we present our African attire. I love it when we present our good, great, you know, gears in Africa. And, they some are being made and created just out of love, the hands, and, not having been to school for sewing, but people create. That's the beauty of Africans. So Mama Africas, they love dressing up, and I love the African gears. Hope you do. So please share what you love about Africa and what you love about all what we talk about is Africa Day. So, out of this, there's one thing that I've noticed about us as Africans that I also wanted to share now, on top of what the Mind Guru shared with us about Africa. So, for me, I wanted to share something. It's going to be Empower Half Hour. I'm not going to be too long. I just want to share slides of what I wrote. As Africans, Ubuntu, we share love, we share everything, we share even strength, with each other. We share our energies because of loving each other. So there's something I've noticed, that we also get exhausted from doing good. And how can we then detox from this exhaustion? It's good, it's doing good, but we get exhausted because of Ubuntu. People wake up in the morning, go to markets, go get vegetables to go and share with others, to go and give to the needy, but then you get exhausted. The truth is, we get exhausted. How can you then detox and manage this condition? I wrote an article that I really loved, and I would love to share with you. Let me share it with you. Let me share my article. There you are. The power of love. The power of love is what we're talking about. That power of love that will never end. It comes from Africa. Africans love. Africans can move out of their main bedroom and give the visitors to sleep in their main bedroom. Africans can share their last food with others. It's the power of love that never ends. So I write about overcoming exhaustion from empathy and trauma. As I wrote about it, I felt that we need to have ways and means of managing, strategies of managing all the exhaustion that we get to, overcoming this exhaustion from empathy and trauma, or stress or tension of helping others. So you get the signs, and now you have to understand the signs. You have to cope with this exhaustion, and emotional cleansing is key. So, with emotional cleansing, we have to put in strategies. Exhaustion is a trauma and stress caused by emotional residue of exposure to traumatic stories and experiences of others through different situations of life. We know in Africa there are also some of traumatic experiences. People narrate how people used to fight and kill each other by sharp instruments. So all those things, fighting for a territory, for instance, so that the king can fight and its people, they keep people killed. But that is seen as a strength of Africa, and a king will be, Boshaka Zulu will be lifted up that he fought to the last call and he reigned over. And sometimes they take over the wives of the men who died. They take over the land, they take over the children, they take over the territory, they change all that to be under their jurisdiction. Those are traumas. Those are traumas we need to, when you read about the history, sometimes it's very traumatic and it's bloody. So you need to detox that and see the beauty about Africa. It could be from a family circumstance, what you've gone through as a family. I'm still healing and in mourning as I'm speaking to you of a traumatic experience that we've gone through as a family. So those are things that you need to cope. I need to cope to come in and continue with my work, though I'm still mourning and going through the situation. Community surroundings can be, I passed through, there was a bicycle accident, it crashed into a car. And I almost brought that home, but I realized I don't need to bring that trauma they didn't see and bring it home and share with my family, because I'll be traumatizing them as well. It could be in the workplace where someone is not enjoying the workplace or being bullied by others or being undermined, looked down, or not appreciated. Those are traumas that we witness in the marketplace as well. So, in this, by just witnessing fear, pain, and terror that others experience in Africa and others that are still experiencing now in Africa, we see some African countries where they're killing each other, taking over. If you are not believing in the same faith, you are killed, and unfairly so. We see the GBV. So, those are things that we need to cope with our emotions, how to cleanse them, and still see our country and our continent as the best and beautiful as it's supposed to be. So sometimes it is the horrific stories one has listened to. There are radio programs that can, be like horrific, because people come in that radio program and pour out and confess the bad things they have done to other people, killing others, and now they are tormented, they can't sleep, they want to be prayed for, they want to be cleansed, they want to be forgiven. So some of those things, people don't cope with that. Don't switch on the radio and listen to those programs when you know you cannot cope with that experience, or the experiences people will share, and even share the detail of how they did bad things and traumatize and kill other people. Now we are looking at cleansing here. Some of these are professional, experiences where professional healers, coaches, and caregivers get the, experience the trauma of doing good. Hence, I said it's overcoming exhaustion from empathy and trauma. Empathy is understanding people's situation beyond what they are. So sometimes stories that are on social media, don't go on social media and, just open any video or pictures. If they warn you, not for sensitive hearts, don't, because you will not sleep. Trauma, nightmares, some are negative news that can affect one, though they are not directly involved in the negative circumstances or those events. You see the billboards, or sometimes the headlines, the news, early in the morning. I don't know why they do this. Early in the morning, that's where they will put the headlines, and they put it to sensitize, sales of newspapers out of painful situations. Those are things that made some of us like me to stop just reading any newspaper or switching on any TV or radios, but know how to cope with my emotions so that I don't, you know, burden myself with more trauma and tension and pain and headache and negative impact on my life. So these things, I wrote this article so that we can understand some of these and cleanse them and know the strategies of coping. So, this trauma is a kind of pressure response that emerges as the consequence of seeing or catching strain of others' aggravation and languishing. When you hear someone crying out of pain and crying painfully, you end up also shedding tears and crying too, because it's painful to listen or hear someone crying, and you tend to take from that pain, want to come and comfort and share. So exhaustion is this kind of exhaustion I'm talking about is a kind of optional pressure, since it is the stress you experience because of what befalls others. So you are also in the midst of it because you are empathetical, you are a caregiver, you are a healer, you are a coach, you are a manager, you are a mentor. Someone comes to you in the workplace and, being looked down or being, humiliated in the marketplace. People humiliate each other even in the boardrooms, look down upon each other in the boardrooms. Make sure that they 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 drag you or drag your name in the marketplace for no apparent reason, just jealousy. It's trauma. Things, people who can't even support you or who want you to fail. Sometimes other people, managers and supervisors, they will set you up for failure. And when you fail, you are an embarrassment. And that's trauma. It traumatizes you. It brings down your dignity as if you didn't even qualify for that position. So I'm talking about those kind of, traumas and exhaustion. And so any individual who connects sympathetically with overcomers of horrible episodes, torment, and material connecting with their trauma is possibly impacted, including specialists and other well-being experts. I know because I'm a practitioner on cellular resonance techniques. When you listen to people's trauma and healing them, it affects you. When someone cries, You also cry. Someone cries because of something that happened to him or her 6 years, when the person was 6 years. And now the person is married with family, but still at the back of their mind, their subconscious, that trauma still lives. And you need to be walking the road with this person emotionally, from their emotions to heal this person. So, how can one cope with the aftermath of traumatic incidents and identity the signs of trauma in those who have been hands on in caring for others? So, you become vulnerable also because you are caring for someone, but you need to understand and you need to have a strategy of coping with this kind of trauma because it's poured out to you intentionally, because you have to heal this person. Your intentions is to heal, but then you cannot not feel the pain as a human being. So, encountering exhaustion is a word related risk for some experts, including clinical staff, compassionate specialists, common freedoms, advocates, activists, because they go and fight, they go to the scene of accident and fight for people, content mediators, and others. So, where do you also take out this trauma and cleanse? I've written an article about this, and I'm just going to share a bit about it. I will share the link on this. It was publicized on Your Success magazine in the USA, and thanks to my co-host of Amen show, Kat Oshman, who brought me into the magazine, Your Success magazine. So, you know what? We need to detox. You have to recognize reality, first of all. Once you recognize that you are burdened, you mustn't overburden yourself. You must take breaks. You must detox exhaustion. I put in the lovely picture of me detoxing exhaustion from the beach. You can choose places, you choose where to do this. It's important for you to know yourself, recognize what heals you. For me, I know my first place of healing is the seaside. So I go to the beach, I cleanse, I swim, I cleanse, I dive in under the waves, and my body feels cleansed, my spirit, my emotions, my mind, everything. I mean, walking in that cool water. There's also one thing I've learned. We're doing a course on be-free lifestyle, where we're detoxing everything and we're using plant-based diet. So when we did the module of the be-free lifestyle, we were taken to the sea early in the morning, around 6 in the morning. So we go every day for 10 days. Our walks, we go in the morning before we get to the class, and we go take a walk. And they said, when you walk in the cold sea water or the sea sand, the cold one in the morning, you are healing and you are rejuvenating your heart. So the heart, it rejuvenates as you get shocked into that cold water. And then it goes back a few years. So love the sea. I love it just for me, for detoxing, for cleansing, for being me, for healing. When I want to heal myself for traumas of the past and things that have hurt me, things that have been said to me, things I maybe wrote, heard about, things I've seen. Oh, when I go to the beach, more than walking, I heal from walking. I heal from the green grass. I cut the green grass. I walk on it. It energizes me. So my next slide is on that kind of healing. Beyond my first call of healing is the sea. My second call of healing is the green grass. I receive natural energy from there. So recognize what heals you, recognize what is good for you, recognize what brings peace, joy, love, and happiness and rest within you. So I just wanted to share that, and I'm going to share the strategies, just what I was sharing now, that you have to make sure that you know yourself better. How can you strategically reduce the risk of exhaustion? Coping process, take care of yourself first. Like that rule in the aircraft, put the oxygen on yourself first, and then you can assist others. Don't jump and want to start to help other people when you yourself, you cannot be helped. When you feel you may be suffering from exhaustion and notice the signs, try these following coping strategies to reduce the risks. Your emotional being is important, right? Therefore, take care of yourself emotionally first. Exhale and engage in relaxing and self soothing activities. You don't need a crowd. You can do this by yourself. You can do this on your own. Nurture that self care. You have to be mentally and physically fit to engage with other affected people. Don't go break yourself when you are breaking. Make sure you are strong internally first before you can go and be healing other people. Take care of yourself so that you can stand when others need to stand as well. Now, here's another one. Your emotional being is important. Therefore, take care of yourself and do those self soothing activities. Oh, food, food. As long as you don't, you know, do what we used to say in high school, it's devour. That is the sin of Sodom, gluttony. But when you know what soothes your soul, you can eat something or drink something that, relaxes you or takes you, to that level of satisfaction within and feel the energy again. Nurture that self care. Please nurture your self care. You have to be mentally and physically fit to engage with other affected people, right? Be very observant about your self patterns. It is very important to recognize your signs of stress and trauma so that you don't take it on others or you don't build up what you're going through, a trauma, of trauma after trauma, and traumatize yourself more. The burnout and exhaustion is real, even in doing good. Look at the caregivers, Um, I've realized I wrote this article out of an experience that you're doing good, but you get exhausted, you burn out. So you have to master the strategy of taking care of yourself so that you find a balance on the indoor and outdoor activities in your lifestyle. Take note of practical goals that you can really achieve. Avoid ambitions that cannot be possible, that can you can be traumatizing yourself by setting goals that you cannot really achieve or you are not built, you know you don't have the capacity to achieve them. So do not carry the burdens of others. Those are the goals. If you know you cannot take care of other people in a certain manner, don't try and break yourself because you're going to burn out, including your patients. To those who have patients, doctors, clinical psychologists, practitioners of natural healing, let's be sure that the tools that we use are the tools that are relevant and are good for us. So without draining your energy, look after them without draining your energy. Look after people, but don't drain your own energy. Be strategic in balancing the empathy you offer to others and the trauma clients and victims that you engage with. Don't go to places where you can't deal with the situation. Regular breaks are of importance in this area. Take as much time off as needed. Take as much time off the the daily empathy or looking after people, caregiving as needed. Hence even the nurses and others who are in that, they have leave days. You go to work, 3 days you're off because you need to refill your energy and strategies as well, and love and energy. If need be, seek more assistance and support from your family. If family members are able to cope with the situation and give you care, colleagues who can cope with it, social support. You know what? Don't burden people who can listen to those stories. People who can listen to your story of being exhausted and traumas. Social support clubs are important and forums are the best options. It must be in your plan to debrief after the sessions. Further your training and coping skills to be able to carry out your daily engagements. Take daily and regular therapy to cleanse your mind, body, and soul. This is important. This we call prayer and we call meditation. Exhale, meditate, relax, chillax, receive new positive energy, renew your mind, feel the free spirit. That's just the love from me. And with this, that's what I wanted to share for today for Africa Day. We are Africans, we have a spirit of Ubuntu. But as we do that, as we celebrate Africa Day, let us also make sure that we don't overburden ourselves. Let's give the love, this love, the power of love that never ends. It's within us. So as we do that, we make sure we take care of ourselves. For my channel, if you want to donate, please, I have a PayPal account as we do good to others and also taking care of the elderly and the needy young children who are in the streets. It's winter now, and we take care of them. Just, clothing, anything you can share. $1 will make a difference. For clothing, email me on this email address, powerwithintegrity@gmail.com. Then I'll give you the address where to send any clothing, anything you want to share with the needy. So for now, thank you so much for being with us. And thank you so much for supporting Power to Lead Show. And I want to thank our sponsors. I want to thank our sponsors first of all, and I want to thank our viewers. Thank you so much to our viewers. Please like, share, and subscribe, and follow my YouTube channel. It is as simple as Ntsibingxoxo. I love you unconditionally. Thank you so much. To collaborate with Power to Lead Show, please DM me on this same link. And thank you to our sponsors. Thank you, Vuka Africa Foundation in Johannesburg and South Africa, and Amen Show, Amplified Moms Empowerment Network in the USA. For us, if you want to donate on PayPal for our Global Heritage Legacy shows, the ones that I run every Wednesday and Sunday, we give to the needy as well. We're collecting, the things that we need to use for the elderly. So the elderly that is in the old age homes, we collect the pull-ups, we collect the toiletries. If you feel a need to donate, please, as we show our legends the dignity of living in in a dignified manner, you can send any donations to our PayPal, paypal.me/power with integrity. It will be on the foundation. It goes straight to the foundation PayPal, and your money will be used for the elderly. Thank you so much. So, for people to sponsor a show or join me in the studio to promote your product, you can email me on powertoleadshow@gmail.com, and I'll give you the detail of how we do it together. Thank you so much. Much love. And as we enjoy this Africa together, we love Africa. We love Africa. We love Africa. And Africa is loved all over the world globally. I love you unconditionally. And thank you so much. Have a wonderful week as we close this with a good prayer that Lord cover us in your grace as we start the new week. It's a new day. It's the first day of the week, the Sunday, and now this week is upon us. We had goals. We wish our goals may come to pass. We wish for the provision, providence, greatness. Let us arise, let us shine. May you lift up those who feel down today and those who don't know where to start tomorrow, but give us a direction and a greatness and the power to lead with integrity. Thank you for loving us, and we love you, God. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being with me on Empower Half Hour with Nsigi Ngcobo. Thank you.